Hi, everybody. All right, here we are, Thursday. Doesn't it just seem like the older you get, the quicker your weeks go by? It does to me. It's crazy. Okay, so today we are actually going to be talking about something I've never addressed before, and I'm really excited to do this. So just a quick backstory. So my name is Amber Swift. I'm a certified integrative and functional nutrition practitioner. I work with busy women, helping them get to the root of their issues and coming up with a plan so that they can go from survival to thrive and feel like themselves again. So today I actually am going to share, if you are on my email list, you got this yesterday. So go check your email and read it. It's an amazing story. Today, I want to share a little bit from a husband of one of my clients. So I'm going to read to you just a little snapshot of what he said, because honestly, this was an aspect of my business I never thought about. So I was really, really excited. So this is what he said. He said, and his name is Robert. He said, perimenopause is a roller coaster we can never fully understand. He's coming from the perspective of husbands, men, and it's so true. And the reason why I wanted to share this is because in the last couple of weeks alone, I've had several women come to me who desperately want to feel better and they want to begin thriving, but their husbands actually don't see, they're not supportive. And so it is very important to have your husband on your side. And a lot of times, honestly, women are more apt and quicker to want to take care of their health and their bodies before men are. Now, this is not all across the board, but just statistically, women have a tendency to be the first ones in the family to want to take care of their bodies, to want to take care of their health. So this is a testimony from a husband of one of my clients. So he says, perimenopause is a roller coaster we can never fully understand. I've seen marriages fall apart during this season. I never even thought about that. And we chose Amber to help us navigate it. I thought, we can't afford this, but I am so glad we did. I never even thought about that aspect, honestly. And so this is what he went on to say. Kirsten, that is her name, was dealing with anxiety, mood swings, hormone issues, digestive problems, and in her own words, I was eating gas X like candy. But Robert goes on to say, once we figured out what her body needed and gave it the right support, everything changed. She got off all her medications, her mood stabilized, they even began cooking together, and their marriage transformed. I never thought about that aspect. Their marriage transformed. So that to me is such a gift, and I'm so thankful to be able to be a part of that with my clients. So you guys, this is what happens when we stop guessing and we start supporting your body and we begin to get to the root of your issues. You guys, if you're experiencing things like PMS, hot flashes, anxiety, brain fog, even irritability and anger, bloating or constipation, these are just symptoms. They're actually not the root problem. Your body is talking, might even be screaming at you, and it's time to begin listening. So how do you identify what's actually going on? So first you want to begin with the why, right? So here's all your symptoms. You want to go all the way down to the root and figure out why. Why am I having all of these symptoms? They're actually not normal. So begin tracking your symptoms. Everything I'm going to mention, I'm going to drop a link for you in the comments. So one thing that I put together is a very simple symptom quiz, and you'll be able to grab the link in the comments below. So you want to track your symptoms, your mood, your energy, your digestion, what you're eating, sleeping, bowel movements, when you're feeling irritable, when you're feeling drained and dragging. You want to track those symptoms. It's so important because you will begin to see a pattern in your life. And so tracking your symptoms is everything. That is the first thing I start with all of my clients. So make sure you grab the link in the comments below. So this is actually the first step that I take all of my clients to. I also go into a heavy intake form looking at your entire health history also. Step 2, so once you do your symptom tracker, your symptom quiz, you want to, if necessary, you dig deeper with functional labs. One lab that I run is a GI map. This will look at if there's any hidden parasites, viruses, funguses, bacterial overgrowth, because so often we will have these things and all of our symptoms are actually related to this root. So these are the first steps. Identify why. Why are you having all of these symptoms? And then go ahead and get a functional lab done. This is what I do with my clients. So these underlying imbalances, they're just symptoms. And actually, if you are struggling with any digestive issues or hormone imbalances, these two things are imperative. This is imperative. Okay, so now step 2. What to do once you identify the root cause. So you find the root cause, you're like, okay, what do I do now? Well, first you want to get rid of what doesn't belong, right? If you have parasites, bacteria, viruses, funguses, you want to get rid of those things. You don't want to walk around with them because these are a lot of what the common health problems we see in America, they're tied to these things. Funguses, bacteria, parasites, viruses just hanging around for years on end. So we want to eliminate what doesn't belong. So you can use things like herbs, you can use things like essential oils, targeted supplements, and we gently remove those things that don't belong. Okay, so we want to eliminate those things. Second, you want to personalize your nutrition, right? So I'm 47. I have seen every diet under the sun become popular and be like, this is the diet you should be on. From keto to intermittent fasting to low fat, non-fat, high fat, you know what I mean? But here's the deal. One man's food is another man's poison. What works for your friend, your neighbor, your best friend, celebrity, yes, even your husband, will not work for you. So you have to identify a diet that will work for you. There's just no one size fits all. So you want to eliminate what doesn't belong. You want to personalize your nutrition. And then let's talk about emotions and physical stress. So here's the reality. If your body does not feel safe and it's always running from a bear, it doesn't prioritize hormone production. It doesn't prioritize digestion. It doesn't prioritize even brain function. So you need to identify hidden stressors in your life. You need to identify emotions that maybe need to go or be healed. But this is probably almost number one and most important, but a lot of times it's easier to start with nutrition, honestly, right? So these things are so important. Do not ever forget or belittle or lessen the emotional aspect of your health. It is so important. So I want to just show you a simple blend. So I've been using essential oils since I was 9. That's a long time. So here is a really simple blend because we're in the season where your liver is actually, this is a great time to focus on your liver and helping your liver to detoxify. To assist it, your liver is your major detoxification organ. Because we live in a toxic sludge, basically our world is, we need to come along and kind of give it some extra love and care. And so if you are having a lot of these symptoms we're talking about, one area that you can look at is assisting your liver in detoxification. I'm going to drop a seasonal guide below that goes over a lot more than what I'm going through today. But one of my favorite blends is taking rosemary, peppermint, and lemon, and you can put 1 drop in your hands of each one of these, and then you can take it and you can rub it right underneath your liver. You're right over your liver, not underneath. So you think about your right rib cage. If you struggle with pain and aching there, your liver actually is struggling with detoxification. So you can take those essential oils and just rub them over your liver. Another great place is on the pressure point between your big toe and your pointer finger of your big toe, your foot, and in the web. Like just rub those essential oils like this in a right circular motion, like to the right, like clockwise. clockwise, and rub it in like that. And that will help stimulate your liver and assist it in detoxification. So, and here's another thing. If you notice that you're struggling with a lot of anger, check your heart, see if there's some unforgiveness, because that is also directly related to the health of your liver. So really, God is so smart. Forgiveness brings healing. So that is another aspect of healing, assisting your liver in detoxification. So you guys, listen, you do not have to continue on the Google trail, the guessing game. You don't have to stay stuck. You can grab that symptom quiz in the comments. You can grab a free appointment with me. I want to help you get unstuck. I want to see you thrive. I want to see your relationships thrive. I want to see you feel your best, to go from survival to thriving, right? So that you can walk in all of the purposes and plans that God has for you, because they're good. But if you are struggling with just getting out of bed every morning, it's going to be hard to walk in all of those purposes and plans that God has for you. So you guys, your body was created to heal. I want to see you fulfill all the days that God has planned for you. Let's remove anything that is keeping your body from healing, right? There just might be one thing. You just got to get rid of that. So check the links in the comments below and ask me any questions in the comments. And I hope you guys have a great day. Remember that health is a journey. It's not one time, but it is a journey worth taking. You guys have a great day.